Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. Guys, hold on to your caps, because what I'm about to tell you might just blow your minds. We're talking about something that could send shockwaves through the entire MLB, and especially through Dodger Nation. Word on the street, yeah, the baseball street, is that Will Smith, the Dodgers star catcher, might be on his way out. Yeah, you heard me. Will freaking Smith. Now, before you go flipping tables and burning jerseys, let's slow it down a little. This isn't a done deal. Nothing's official, at least not yet. But where there's smoke, there's usually some fire. And let me tell you, this rumor, it's heating up like a July afternoon at Dodger Stadium. The buzz started quietly, like whispers in the dugout, but now it's getting too loud to ignore. Is Smith really planning to leave LA? Could we be seeing the end of an era behind home plate at Chavez Ravine? Fans are freaking out, analysts are speculating, and me, I'm here to break it all down and tell you what might be going on behind the scenes. Buckle up, because this roller coaster is just starting, and trust me, it's got some wild turns ahead. Now, let's rewind a bit, just to set the scene. Will Smith isn't just some random catcher. We're talking about a guy who's become one of the cornerstones of this Dodgers team offensively and defensively. Drafted in 2016, he worked his way up through the minors, earning every bit of respect along the way. Fast forward to now, and he's one of the best all-around catchers in the game. He's smart behind the plate, commands respect from pitchers, and let's not even get started on his bat power, contact, clutch moments, you name it. So why would a player like that even consider leaving one of the most storied franchises in baseball? That's the million-dollar question. Or, well, maybe the multi-million-dollar question. Because if there's anything that could be behind this potential departure, it might just be dollars and cents. Rumor has it that contract talks haven't exactly been smooth sailing. Some sources are whispering about disagreements on length, salary, and even player options. You know how that goes. And when negotiations get rocky, especially with a player of Smith's caliber, teams start bracing for the possibility of a split. But is this really about money, or is there something deeper? Let's not pretend like Will Smith doesn't have options. The guy is elite, plain and simple. And in this league, elite catchers are a rare breed, so if he were to hit the open market, or even if a trade's being whispered about, there would be no shortage of suitors. Think about it. Teams starving for leadership behind the plate, desperate for offense from the catching position. You could name a half-dozen franchises right now that would back up the truck to sign him. Some insiders are even suggesting that the Atlanta Braves and Chicago Cubs have been quietly monitoring his situation. That's right, the same Braves who are always looking to strengthen their already dangerous lineup. And the Cubs, they're in that weird in-between phase where they're not rebuilding, but also not exactly contending. Adding a player like Smith could change everything for them. But here's the kicker, there's a part of me that thinks Smith might want a new challenge. He's tasted playoff baseball. He's felt the pressure of October. Maybe now he wants to be the centerpiece somewhere, instead of just one cog in the Dodgers machine. Crazy, maybe, but not impossible. You've got to remember something here. The Dodgers are loaded. I mean, just look at the lineup. Betts, Freeman, Ohtani, Lux, Muncy. The list goes on. It's a powerhouse, no doubt. But sometimes being on a team that's stacked comes with a cost. For a guy like Smith, who quietly goes about his business and doesn't always get the spotlight, it's easy to see how he might feel overshadowed. Maybe he wants to be the guy, the face of a team, the one fans chant for, the one on every promo. You think that's not a factor? Think again. Athletes, especially great ones, are driven by legacy, by their role in the game story. And if Smith feels like he's being underappreciated in LA, that could be enough to get his mind wandering. I'm not saying he's demanding out. I'm not saying he's got one foot out the door. But when the whispers start, when friends, family, agents, even teammates start wondering what else is out there, that's when players start imagining a life beyond the team they've always known. And for Smith, that life could be calling. Then there's the timing of all this. Think about it. We're right in the thick of the season. The All-Star break is around the corner. Teams are reassessing their rosters, thinking about the trade deadline, and planning for the stretch run. And that's when front offices make some of their boldest moves. So the question is, are the Dodgers preparing for life without Will Smith? Some fans think they are. And get this, rumors have started surfacing that the Dodgers have been scouting young catching prospects from across the league. Coincidence? Maybe, but maybe not. Because you don't start looking at Plan B unless there's a real possibility that Plan A is slipping through your fingers. One name that's come up more than once, Diego Cartaya, the top catching prospect in the Dodgers system. He's young, raw, but full of upside. Could the team be positioning themselves to move forward with a cheaper, younger option? It would certainly fit the Dodgers' long-term approach. And if that's true, if Smith sees the writing on the wall, it could explain a lot about why he might be considering a fresh start somewhere else. Of course, there's always the it's just business angle. Baseball is a game, sure, but it's also a business. And in this business, hard decisions get made every day. Players move, teams adapt, fans react. So even if Smith doesn't want to leave, he might not have a choice if the Dodgers are eyeing other priorities like locking down Ohtani long-term, adding another ace, or strengthening the bullpen. Something's got to give. You can't pay everyone, and as much as it hurts to admit, catchers often become expendable when budgets get tight, especially when you've got a farm system like LAS. So maybe the team is thinking strategically. Maybe they're looking 3-4 years ahead if they believe Cartaya is the future. And if they can flip Smith for top-tier pitching or outfield depth, maybe they pull the trigger. That's the ruthless part of baseball. Beloved players get moved, even if they're performing at a high level. And if that's the direction the front office is leaning toward, then Smith's departure might already be in motion, whether we like it or not. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Let's talk about the fan base for a second, because you know this kind of news doesn't just float by without shaking up the faithful. Dodgers fans are passionate, loyal, and yes, they get emotionally invested in their players. Will Smith isn't just a catcher to them, he's a homegrown star. They watched him rise. They cheered every clutch hit, every playoff moment, every walk-off. So the mere thought of him leaving, it's got people in a full-on panic. Social media's buzzing, fan forums are blowing up, some are calling it fake news. Others are already mourning, and there's a sense of betrayal in the air, not just at Smith, but at the organization too, because if the Dodgers let him walk, or worse, trade him, that's going to leave a scar, especially if he goes on to shine with another team. This is the kind of move that can fracture trust, create division, and as much as front offices try to keep emotions out of it, the truth is, fans care. They care a lot, and losing a player like Smith, that's going to hit hard, no matter how the team tries to spin it. Now let's speculate, because hey, that's what we do. What if this rumor is part of a bigger plan? What if the Dodgers are cooking up something massive behind the scenes, and moving Smith is just the first domino? I mean, we've seen this before. Big market teams clearing salary space for a splashy acquisition. What if the Dodgers are clearing the runway for a blockbuster deal? A Juan Soto-type move, or maybe even trying to lure a superstar pitcher at the deadline. Trading Smith, painful as it sounds, could be the price of going all in. And don't forget, Andrew Friedman is a master strategist. He doesn't do things randomly. If Smith is on the move, you can bet it's part of a larger chessboard. Maybe the Dodgers know something we don't. Maybe they're preparing to reinvent themselves once again. It's wild to think about, but that's baseball in 2025. Aggressive, unpredictable, ruthless. And if this rumor has legs, it could be the beginning of a major shakeup in LA. So yeah, this might not be the end of the story. This might just be the start. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.